Hi everybody, this is Julissa. Thank you so much for coming back to my channel. And if you're listening on the podcast, thank you so much for being here. I have to say, I am now I have been approved for Apple Podcast subscriptions, and it's only just $1.99 a month, and you can sign up. If you listen to podcasts on Apple, go ahead and sign up and subscribe. Being a subscriber really helps me a lot to create more content. Also, if you are here on YouTube watching this video, please subscribe to this channel. Will really help me a lot. So we have the day has come, everybody. I cannot believe that I'm actually making an additional episode, additional video about Carlee Russell, but it has been official. She has come clean and she has confirmed what we all knew was happening, right? We had been lied by Carlee Russell, and if this goes to show you, though, a couple things, right? When something is not making sense, there is a reason for that, right? If it's not making sense, guys, it's because it's not true. Let me tell you, a lot of things in life we know they don't make sense. I cannot believe that how that happened, but when you have majority of people and you look at the evidence and you're like, it doesn't make sense for her to see a toddler and continue to drive and then accomplish so much in that call, right? And the fact that she returned home and there was no sketch of the suspect or the lady that was feeding her the she said or the toddler, right? There was never a sketch sent out, right? So when the police spoke last week, we all know this was just a big show. Okay, a big craving for attention. Now what they're saying that perhaps she was dealing with something mentally, right? um that's a whole nother separate thing. But let's start. Okay, in my podcast on Spotify, I created a poll last week. Do you think Carlee Russell, that was the question, do you think Carlee Russell faked the whole kidnapping story? And to be to the surprise, right? Let me just see if I can get that number for you, because I was okay, I cannot do that. But anyways, I think it was like 40% of the people were like, no, she didn't fake it. It was a true story. And then the rest of that was saying, yes, of course, it was fake. Um, this is what society is right now, right? How is it that her parents went along with that? And if you've been listening to my podcast for a while, you know that I speak about correcting a child, right? Because out of if you live with your family your entire life, okay, like up to like 18 or something, they know who you are, they know your tendencies, they know what you're all about, right? You can never fool your parents, right? You think you can, right? When you're younger, you think you can, but the parents, they see what you do, right? um well, if you have a parent that I guess you can say has the fear of the Lord, and they know, like love will never take away knowledge, right? You love your child, but there's something going on with that person, right? Like I love her, but she keeps, losing something. She keeps saying that she's gonna pay and she never pays. I love my child, but they don't, they never on time. They never have want to take responsibility. Your family knows you. Okay. So for the parents, this is what, like, Carlee, how old is she? Like 27, 25, right? She's an adult, right? But the fact that the family came out and spoke twice before the disappearance, having the whole neighborhood involved. And the reason that I say that they knew, the family knew, just because they say that she was speaking with the girlfriend, the boyfriend's girlfriend, right? I mean, her brother's girlfriend, excuse me. So the family knew something is off, okay? Um, it's just so strange also that that person that she was apparently spoken with, the girlfriend, the brother's girlfriend, was apparently on the phone with her. She never came to the media and say, this is what she told me last time. Everything that we were told was hearsay. Like, to this day, I made like what, two videos on Carlee Russell. I don't research about it. I haven't yet to see the person who they said she was talking to after she spoke with the police and reported that she saw a toddler walking. So that person knew she didn't want to get involved. Okay, she knew it was weird, that conversation. So everything that was told to us as an audience was hearsay. And when you have an open investigation for somebody who's missing, that person, the police want to speak with them, right? And a lot of the times the media wants to put a face to that, and they want to investigate and they interview that person like they did to her parents. So they knew. Okay, that's the hardest thing about this thing. They knew. And then after the whole thing, how she returned home, then the family gets on television and said, we're not discussing this, we're not saying this, she was definitely fighting for her life. Like, are you serious? Like, we're gonna go along with that also? That's just, to me, you know it's so sad. And here's the thing, right? Because I don't know what happened this July, but all the stories that have been coming out that we have been speaking about in July, the Rudy Ferias, stuff didn't make sense. And I think it goes to show you that, like I said in the beginning, when something is not making sense, it's for a reason, right? It's for you to pay attention to the details and be like, really? Rudy Fares was missing for that long, right? But going back to the Carly Russell thing, um, she's not just gonna be like, the other thing, the police is like, she's not really taught, she doesn't want to be interviewed yet. Excuse me, does she even have that choice? She used all these resources, and I was like, I don't want to talk to the authorities. What's she gonna do? Sign a book deal now? She's gonna do a book and be a millionaire tomorrow? Like, we need for you to come out and say it. And this is the update right now. The update is that, let me read to you this article. Are you guys ready in case you haven't heard yet? Carlee Russell admitted she did not see a toddler wandering on the side of the highway and lied about being kidnapped in a hoax that set off a nationwide effort to find her. An attorney for the Alabama woman said on Monday. Hoover Police Chief Nicholas Derzis said in a statement, Rosa's attorney during a news conference in which the 25-year-old nursing student said that she was adopted as the nation was led to believe when she disappeared on July 13. Rosa said she had not left the Hoover area. She returned home about 49 hours after a call to the police reporting that she was seeing a child in the interstate. This is what her lawyer said. My client apologizes for her actions to this community, to the volunteers who were searching for her, to the Hoover Police Department and other agencies as well. Um, the police is consulting with the district attorney office regarding potential criminal charges to the police. I think Nancy Grace was speaking about her yesterday, and she said this, what she did, could let her in jail for 2 years. It's the last thing we want, right? We don't want somebody to go to jail, but um, I mean, like I said before, my mom has been a babysitter and always have kids around my house, and they, when you are around kids, because they know better, they know better when they're old enough to learn how to use the phone, pick up a phone or something. They know not to call the police, right? They know not to do certain things, and I think that something has to happen. She needs to be held accountable, excuse me. Like, you can just be like, oh, I was just feeling, you know I was in a bad mood or something, decided to fake this whole thing. Something, she needs to be held accountable. And I think that her parents, for them to play along with the whole thing, is so sad. And like I said, your parents, they know you. They know who you are, right? And it's almost like, how when you were younger, right? You will get in trouble with your parents. They will just be like, okay, we're just gonna I'm gonna wait until you like finish lying to me to tell me the truth, because I already know what the truth is, right? Um, the fact that she faked the whole thing, and she's people want to say, oh no, she had mental issues. She's a very smart person, because she's not stupid enough to leave her car with all her belongings without knowing that the police was coming. Anybody could have gotten in the car and steal someone, her cell phone, all her belongings there, and she went and got snacks. Okay, so she was freely willing to leave her car there, because she knows, she, basically, as she was reporting a toddler, they knew that they're gonna drive by that area and gonna see a car with hazard lights on, and they'll be like, "Oh, this is the lady." So the police is not gonna be responsible. Obviously, they're gonna see the car empty and they're gonna tow her to a safe place, right? So that's a it's very smart move on her part. So tell me how many people who have mental issues that are questionable, that they're not in the right mind, will go to that extent and think, oh yeah, she left everything, like everything. She left right before the authorities got there, right? And she also took snacks because she didn't want to use her debit card, right? Because then if they, when you have a missing person, they're gonna look at what you're spending, where you're using your card, where are you, basically, especially if you have the entire nation looking for you. Okay, and the sister-in-law, I guess you can say, her brother's uh or the it's the I think it's the her boyfriend's sister, right? Yeah, her sister-in-law. Like, she's the one who's talking to her, but she has never been out speaking to the media. It's because she knew what was up, right? So this is a whole planned out thing, and people are gonna say, "Well, everybody took it too far." We didn't take it too far. I think when I see somebody who's missing, I take it like personally. You wanna put yourself in that person's shoes, and you wanna pray for families, and you wanna hope, okay? Hope that this person is found. I remember praying for her, and people are gonna say, "Well, is social media took it too far?" No, we didn't. We come from knowing about Ariel Castro and Elizabeth Smart and all these women that are missing. Jennifer Dulos, the Anna Walsh case that happened early this year. When we see somebody's face on a poster coming across on our social media, we want to share, we want to speak about it as much as we can, because we care. We care, we sympathize with that. So it's so crazy that people are now saying, oh, it's because social media went too far. No, hold Carlee accountable for what she did. You don't play with stuff like that. Okay, she's a very smart person. She had everything so well planned out, so well calculated. And for them to say she you know she was like dealing with something's mentally wrong with her. She left that car because she knew police was on their way, so nothing was going to happen to her car. Okay, so it's just crazy. But right now, I am glad that, you know, she has come clean. I guess she was brave enough to come clean. She's a smart person. She's coming clean. She's coming clean. She has her lawyer, right? She needs her lawyer. And I hope the parents come out and say something too. Um, I just, let me tell you something. If you see a certain behavior in your child and you're a parent, you're like, my child lies to me every time I ask them something, or they always get angry about this or that. You got for When you observe that in a child, right, it's for you to take actions towards that as a parent to correct that behavior. Okay, if your child always lying to you where they're going out to, or if they're not coming home, or they say they did their homework and they didn't, it's for you to take discipline and make changes, because what you don't fix when they're younger, it becomes an adult problem, and they will do it for the rest of their life. And not I'm not blaming the parents, but for them to have still go along with the story after she returned home. Like, she's gonna return home and there's not gonna be not even a sketch of the suspect, of the two suspects that she said, or the child that she saw, or the car that they were driving. Come on. And what she was eating, the cheeses that she bought at Target. Come on. And the family's gonna go along with that. You, in this case, as everything else that we see in this case, you cannot be blind to see that there was some discipline that was missing from this household. Something was not addressed, and look at where we are now. Something was not addressed when Carlee was younger, and that's what it is. You ultimately look at the parents. I know she's an adult and all of that, but the evidence is in the fact that the family continue to play along with the story even after she returned home. So thank you guys so much for watching this video and listening in the podcast. Let me know what you guys think about this. Have a good day, everybody. God bless.